What's good, everyone? This is Artists of Truth coming to you with another vlog entry. I hope you all are having an extraordinary, positive day. I really and truly hope you are. Today, what I wanted to touch on, because it was some information that was presented to me earlier today. There's 23 radio stations, and Canada, and I believe in Australia or Austria, they have now banned playing Michael Jackson's music on the airwaves. Okay, thanks to the documentary that Oprah Winfrey conjured up to do this interview with two Caucasian males, and it is very, very. I haven't watched the documentary. I have no desire to, because it is very, to hear stuff like that, and there's no real documentaries about real issues that are not just plaguing one specific group of people. And I understand that Oprah Winfrey, she's not going to have those types of interviews or documentaries, because that would be going against her paycheck. And of course, you already know there are some men and women of color who are bought, who are nothing more than pawns and puppets. So let's go ahead and get right into the reason behind this. Of course, 23 radio stations have already boycotted and stopped playing Michael Jackson's music over the radio waves, which that is their right. That is truly their right. They feel that way, and they should continue. They should continue to boycott. Just like, there are some radio stations here in the U.S. have already started boycotting R. Kelly's music. But the thing that I really wanted to touch on, that I really and truly need you all out there who are watching to first and foremost share this video. Share this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Let me know exactly what your thoughts, your feelings are on this whole pedophilia and racist, rapists, I should say. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about another vlog I need to work on. But we need to discuss these issues. And truly, if these individuals are guilty of these inhumane crimes, that honestly, this is not anything new. This shit has really been going on for probably well over 300-400 years. So this shit it truly isn't new. But of course, it may just be new to some of you individuals who just, you live up under a rock all your life. So we are working on boycotting Michael Jackson's music, which I was like, okay, you do what you feel. Me personally, I'm not boycotting his music, because his music had a message, and that message was nothing more than universal love, which universal unconditional love is never practiced. That's just it. So let me go ahead and cut to the chase. If we are going to boycott Michael Jackson's music, then we have a whole lot of people that we need to boycott. You do know that, right? Okay, so let me give you this. Let me give you this list. Starting with, which I know some Caucasians, they, especially old heads, they love them some Elvis Presley, right? So, when Elvis Presley was 25 years old, do you not know how old Priscilla was at the time? Yeah, Priscilla. The woman that he eventually ended up marrying, right? She was 14. So for those of you who feel that we need to boycott R. Kelly's music and Michael Jackson's music under the light of allegations of pedophilia or rape, let's go ahead and be honest. How many people are actually going to dig up any dirt and throw shade on Elvis Presley's name? Not too many Caucasians are going to do that. As a matter of fact, it was never brought up, but I'm bringing it up today. Okay? So Elvis Presley is a pedophile because when he was 25 years old, his alleged wife was 14 years old. But before he married her, he was involved with her. That's pedophile. That's pedophilia. Okay? Let's go ahead and check that off on the list. So we'll go ahead and jump we'll jump to Sonny Bono. When Sonny Bono was 27 years old, he got involved with Cher. And at the time, Cher was 16 years old. Again, under the age of 18. That's pedophilia. So how many of you all are going to go out and boycott Sonny Bono's music? Huh? I'll wait on that too. Justin Gadsden, Gaston, Justin Gadsden, was actually involved sexually with Miley Cyrus. Even Miley Cyrus at the time was 15 years old, and her father signed off for their relationship. Okay? Pedophile. Justin Gadsden. That's a pedophile for you. All right? So, the most recent story that has surfaced is actually with Bryan Singer. All right, so Bryan Singer is actually a pedophile too, because he is having sex with underage boys as young as 13. And they have came forward. Some of them have came forward, and I'm not hearing any sort of boycott going on. Okay? There is a director that goes by the name of Luc Besson. He is the director of the movie Taken and Leon the Professional. He was actually sexually involved as well, because they actually developed somewhat of a relationship with Natalie Portman. Now, at the time, Natalie Portman, if I'm not mistaken, Natalie Portman was 12 at the time when they got involved. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look it up. A director, Luc Besson. Joel Madden was actually involved with Hilary Duff when she was 16. That's a pedophile. Joel Madden is a pedophile. But everyone is being so silent on him. And Luc Besson. These are pedophiles. But saving the best for last. Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, good old Jerry. Jerry Seinfeld got involved with a 17-year-old girl. Yeah, because you're under the age of 18. It's still pedophile. It's still pedophilia, right? So, Jerry Seinfeld in 93 got involved with a 17-year-old girl. She goes by the name of Shoshana Lostein. Now, of course, they're still married because they got married when she turned 18. If you got married in 93 and your significant other is under the age of 18, that's illegal, right? Okay. He was involved with a 17-year-old. They got married when she turned 18. That didn't raise any red flags. But yet and still, Jerry Seinfeld's show is still on the air. He's not being called a pedophile. He's not being labeled a rapist or any of these things. Jerry Seinfeld, Luc Besson, Joel Madden, Justin Gatson, Sonny Bono, Bryan Singer, Elvis Presley. If we are not going to boycott these individuals that got involved with underage girls, females, young boys, young girls and young boys under the age of 18. If we are selective about who we're going to hold accountable for what, that's a problem. That's a problem. And by me providing you all with that little short list, if you are not willing to push the narrative and say, you know what, pedophilia and underage, being involved with underage children, if you are not willing to address the entire issue and hold everyone accountable, then you shouldn't even open your mouth. Better yet, do yourself a favor. Stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. Because this confirms exactly what it really concerns a lot of people of color, exactly what the fuck's going on today. Yeah, racism still exists. Yes, it still does. And you're not being charged, you're not being held accountable to that high standard like everybody else. You're not being held accountable for your negative deeds, how you have possibly destroyed the innocence of a young child under the age of 18. So if we're going to talk about Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, and R. Kelly, and talking so strongly about doing this and doing that to those individuals, then I'm like, okay, if they're guilty of the crimes, then all right, so be it. They face the crimes. If we're going to dig up dirt on what they did, then we need to, I'm like, shit, how about we go ahead and we dig up everyone's dirt? We boycott everyone's shows and music. Let's do it for everyone. But if you're not willing to do it for everyone, and you're going to be hesitant, you're like, yeah, they did it, but that was back in the 1950s, the 40s, or 60s, or whatever. If you're going to play that role, guess what? Shut the fuck up, please. Stop it. Stop it. Because at that point in time, you're justifying pedophilia when it comes to the white community. You want to justify that. Because me personally, if it's happening in my community, no, I'm not going to uphold it. I'm not going to uphold it. But of course, you have white folks saying that we need to boycott Michael Jackson's music and R. Kelly's music and Bill Cosby's shows and everything. And I'm like, really? We should? I was like, oh, okay. Does this apply to everyone? And they say, silence is the admission of guilt. So if you don't have that same energy, my friend, that you would have for Robert Kelly and Michael and Cosby, if you don't have that same energy when this list has been dropped for you, then guess what? you are an asshole. You are very, very much selective about who we all should hold accountable and how far back we need to go to dig up dirt on somebody in order to penalize them or smear their name. And I was like, come on now. If we can do it for one, we can do it for everyone. So in closing, do your research, look into it, find out exactly what I'm referring to. This isn't a lie. This is public information. It's just now been swept under the rug. Now the spotlight is on us, making us look as though we're monsters, but the original monsters, some of them are still alive and well. Some of them legacy is still being played on radio waves all across this country and other countries. Their shows are being shown in this country and other countries. And it's like, oh, okay. It's acceptable for one, but unacceptable for the other. And I won't tolerate it. And you shouldn't either. So hit the like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and leave your comments below. I look forward to it. So stay blessed, stay in love, stay strong, and protect each other. Y'all have a great day.